Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I am bringing you a brand new gameplay that I've only got literally about an hour ago on the map Interchange using the silenced M4. Now, this is a gameplay following on from my previous two commentaries where I've been trying to show you tips and tricks to enable you to do well when you're not playing particularly well, because like I've said before, when you're playing well, everything seems natural. You get the wins, you get the results, you get the scores you like, and you top the leaderboard. When you're not playing very well, the best players still find a way to win games and top leaderboards. The average player finds his way somewhere around the bottom half. So what I'm trying to do with this series of commentaries is try and knock you up a level. So if you're an average player now, I'll knock you up to a good player. If you're a good player now, I'll knock you up to a very good player, and so on. And this is a very, very good example. Now, this is the second game I have played in Call of Duty since before my exams. So I've played about 5 games before I've come to record this commentary, and this was the second one in the session. So it's the first time I've played in about 2 weeks. I'm very, very rusty. My reactions are down. My map knowledge still isn't perfect again, because when you've been away from maps for a certain amount of time, you'll remember the vast majority, but every now and again you'll find yourself in a part of the map you're not familiar with. So you'll look around and it'll take you a couple of seconds to get your bearings, and you see that several times in this gameplay. I'm standing there thinking to myself, where am I? What am I doing? Like, for example, there on that spawn, I thought I was running left on that spawn, ran straight into the earth mover, and then the forklift truck, sorry, and then had to turn around again. So when your game isn't quite at its very best, this is when these tactics will come in, and I think this is a very, very useful tactic. Firstly, I would try and use recon as much as possible. Now, recon is it's a brilliant perk. It's an absolutely fantastic perk, because it just gives you all the advantage as an attacking player. Recon is an attacking perk, because the only time really you are going to use recon is when you are throwing flashes at someone, and the vast majority of the time when you throw a flash, you know roughly where someone is. So that flash will go around the corner, it'll flash them, and then that little red triangle will come up on the map, and you can go around and finish them off very, very easily. So using recon is a massive, massive pro benefit when you're not playing particularly well, because it just removes an element of your error from the equation. Because instead of charging around the corner, not knowing quite where he is and having to rely on your reactions to get the kill, you can throw the flash, know exactly where he is, turn the corner at your own speed, and finish him off relatively easily. So that is one really, really good tip. Another good tip is using Hardline Pro. Now, Hardline Pro and Recon in partnership is my favourite defensive or offensive perk package, because Hardline Pro, as most of you will know by now, gives you a kill towards your point streak every time you get 2 assists. And because you've got recon and you're throwing flash grenades and showing the enemy on the map, your number of assists goes through the roof, because the teammates, especially if you've got reasonable teammates, although the bog standard COD teammate would do this as well, when they see a red triangle on the map, 9 times out of 10 they'll go and investigate, and 9 times out of 10 when they find that red triangle, he'll be stunned, confused, and not really sure where he is, and he'll die. So using recon and using Hardline Pro, they're just 2 fantastic, fantastic ways to do it, because not only do you get the free assists from Hardline, because you're throwing a lot of flash grenades because you've got recon, you'll get even more free assists just from, not just from like shooting someone and having someone getting your kill, robbing your kill. You'll get assists from just random flash grenades. You'll throw a flash grenade across the map, you'll hit someone, and then a teammate will finish him off. You will never see the guy who died on your screen, but you'll still get an assist for it. And several times I have gotten very high kill streaks through using Hardline Pro, because it's a very, very good way to do it. So that's tip 1 and 2. My third perk that I like to run when I'm playing a little bit more slowly, really, because like I said in my previous commentary, if you've launched into a new session, especially after a long time out, or you're not playing particularly well, my recommendation is just to take everything slowly. Always think, is that the right decision? Am I in cover here? Where are the enemy going to be coming from? Do I have to turn around? You know, it's a lot easier to process all of this information going slightly slower than it is just by charging around. So if you are playing a bit slowly, you will need a way, as my aim fails there, you will need a way to constantly stay in the action, because if you're playing slowly, there is a chance that you'll get to the action zones late, or you'll have to take a lot more of your gunfights in medium range. So this perk, Marksman Pro, is a massive benefit for this. You see several times in this map, I think there's a perfect example coming up where I'm looking in the alley, the grassy alley round the back, and I'm prone, I just get my sights up and I see his name and I shoot the guy's name. There's a perfect example. He's quite well camouflaged there, but because I've got Marksman Pro, he stands out very, very well. And because I'm playing a bit more slowly, and because I'm using a silenced assault rifle, a lot of my gunfights are at medium range. And having Marksman Pro at medium range really does enable you to win a lot more gunfights than you would otherwise. So if you take it slowly, flank round the edge of the map like I said yesterday, and try the perk setup, Recon Pro, Hardline Pro, Marksman Pro, you will have a lot of success, because especially with a weapon like the M4, because the M4 seems very, very usable. You know, it's a weapon you don't need to get used to. If you're using a weapon like the Mark 14, for example, it does take a little bit of getting used to, because it's not the sort of run-of-the-mill weapon you'll use every time you go into a game. Because the vast majority of the time you go into a game, you're going with a high-firing SMG or a mid-firing assault rifle. So you're used to that fairly rapid fire, that fairly good accuracy, relatively low damage. You know, you're not used to that semi-auto fire, high damage, but pretty good accuracy rifle. So you've got to be a little bit more on the ball. Picking up the M4, you can go into any map, any situation, use it and feel comfortable. So this is another really good recommendation. Try and avoid specialty weapons when you are trying to get back into form. I mean, the very first game I played in my new session, just before this one, the one before this one, I used the SPAS 12. Now, the SPAS 12 is a pretty abysmal weapon, and it's meant to have been buffed, but to be honest, I couldn't see any difference whatsoever. So that was one exception to the rule. I just wanted to go out there and try the SPAS 12, because apparently the shotguns have been buffed. But if they've been buffed, it's like the smallest buff I've ever seen, to be honest. But anyway, enough about the shotguns for a time. I think I probably will do a commentary about them tomorrow, but for the time, let's just get back to tips. Like I've been saying, Marksman Pro, you saw how effective Marksman Pro was down that alley then. It picked me up 3 kills. You know, 3 kills that perhaps I wouldn't have got if I was just using the old Mark 1 eyeball to spot people. You know, Marksman Pro, that was a bit foolish of me there, going around that corner again. But Marksman Pro is an excellent, excellent perk, and I thoroughly recommend it. That last death there is another really good tip as well. It's all about managing your gunfights. Now, this is something Woody's gamertag preaches very, very strongly, and I think he does it pretty well, because Woody, by his own admission, isn't a brilliant gamer. You know, his very name is Woody, the Exceptional Gamer, so the fact is that he isn't going to be someone who's running around drop-shotting people all the time, amazing reactions, isn't going to be someone who's going to get a double m.o.a.b like Fearcrads, but Woody's gamertag still manages to get good games. And the way he does that is by controlling the engagement. Now, you saw me run round the corner there trying to be a bit aggressive. It's because I was on a decent streak, my confidence was up a little bit, I was thinking, right, I'm going to go for this. I turn the corner, there are 3 enemies set up. It doesn't matter how good my aim is, I'm going to die there. And that's something you need to learn to do. When you're playing badly, you can't give away free deaths. I mean, that was a free death there. What I should have done there is just walked away. Just completely walked away from the gunfight, flanked round the side and taken them on my terms, because as you've seen, the major benefit of a silenced weapon is being able to routinely surprise guys. Like, for example, that guy there. That is such an easy kill. That is an easy kill for pretty much anyone who plays Call of Duty. You just turn the corner, pick him off, and because your weapon's silenced, by the time you've got to the next guy, you'll still be stealthy enough to take him down without him expecting you to be there. So all of these things together, if you begin to use these tips in conjunction with each other, not just one at a time, if you all begin to mash them up and use the tips in conjunction, you will get much more success and a lot more consistency in your scores. So guys, thank you so much for watching again. I've been really looking forward to see the comments you've put in my video yesterday about my new series Sunday Talk. If you haven't seen that video, it will be linked in the description. It is quite an important one. It's talking about a new series, talking about quite interesting topics as well. So I'd be thrilled if you could go and check that out in the description if you haven't already, and leave a comment. But guys, if you've already checked that out, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a fantastic day.